It's studio visit day. It's studio visit day. Hello. If you're new around here, hi, my name is Julie, Fei-Fan Balzer, and I am a goofball, obviously, and a mom and an artist and a wife and a person living outside of Boston. And this is my art studio. And once a week, I welcome you in to take a peek at something I'm working on. So this week I'm tackling one of the questions I get all the time, which is what do you do with all that deli paper? How do you store it? So in case you don't know, deli paper is my collage paper of choice. I do use a wide variety of other papers, Bristol paper, vellum, rice paper, cardstock. I'll even use newspaper sometimes, but deli paper has kind of been my go-to for years and years and years. And it is exactly what it sounds like. Deli paper is the paper that you would find at a deli that they would wrap your sandwich with. It's cheap. It comes in big sheets. It collages so beautifully. I think it's really close to rice paper in how it collages. It's also really, really strong. I love it, and I've got a ton of it. I also go through a ton of it. I usually buy it about 1,000 sheets at a time. I have bought it many times, and I have used up a lot of that collage paper over time. So let me give you a little peek. This isn't the entire deli paper storage conversation, but what this really is talking about how I go through my deli paper. It's something I did this week. I do it probably once a month, once every other month, something like that, to sort of see what I've got in the big stash by my desk. So the deli paper is either done and ready to be used as collage fodder, or it needs to go back in the pile. So that one's done. This one I'm not so sure about. What I'm really considering is like, would I cut it up and use it today, or does it need more layers, or is it not quite interesting? And I mean, yes, it could be collage fodder, but I think I just don't feel like it's done. So not done. This one, done. This one is not done. And again, this is somewhat subjective, right? It's like, what am I going to do with this in my mind? And it doesn't necessarily have to be pretty. It just has to be the question of whether or not I think I'm like ready to use it as it is. So some things are very obvious. I think these pieces that have the big graphic leaf print on them are definitely done. Something that's really, really colored. Stuff like this is a little more subjective where, is it ready? And yeah, I can see it being cut up a lot of ways, especially when there's sort of like empty space like this one has. I wonder if it's done, but I love this green color so much. I think I'm going to put it in the done pile. When there's a strong graphic like these X's, that's when I really start to have a debate, because this one has a lot of empty space, but I feel like it's ready to use. This is a no-brainer. This is another no-brainer. Those are done, done, done. This still has the graphic X's, but it doesn't feel ready. So it goes in the do more pile. So this is obviously another do more pile. Again, you're thinking like, would you use it? So one person's done deli paper could be another person's undone. But I find this process of sorting through it not only helps me sort of figure out what I have to work with, but it reminds me what's at the bottom of my pile, sort of things I might want to make more of. Do I have a lot of one color or another? Do I need some patterns that I don't see in evidence? Have I been using a particular stencil a lot? So you see it's kind of over and over. These are all the decisions that I'm making as I'm going through. I actually think that organizing your art supplies does get you ready to make art. Now, again, strong graphic pattern, that has to go in the done pile. Something like this could be done, but it's not. Similarly here, it's fairly covered, but I don't see a lot there that I want to use. Something like this, where I've really just used a stencil a tiny bit, it's more done because I feel like I could put it into an artwork right now. Now, I'm going to say this to you again. The rubric that I use for deciding whether something's done or not is the one that I use because in my work, I know what I like my paper to look like. You have to know what you like your paper to look like. I don't need my paper to be pretty. I just needed to have enough interesting bits and bobs, have enough coverage that I'm not stuck with like a mostly empty piece of paper, have colors that speak to me, shapes that speak to me. Like I love the shapes that are in this one, and I'm afraid to mess it up if I go any more layers. So that's going to go in the done pile. Not done. This is actually really kind of an interesting one. I clearly used it as a palette at some point for white and black paint. At least that's what it looks like, but it's done. Not done, not done. You know, there's some obvious ones. I'm actually going to call this green paper done, just because, again, I like the color so much, as opposed to this orange one, has a little space, the blue doesn't feel done to me again. And some of it really is a gut feeling, because like, what's the harm? If you put it in the done and it's not done, the issue is it'll just sit in the drawer for a long time. If you put it in the not done and it is done, then you'll reach for it and be like, oh, I don't want to mess this up, so I'm not going to use it. I mean, so this is a very low stakes process, but it's something that's important to me to do. So the done pieces will go into my storage area, and the undone pieces go back into the cart that's just to the side of my desk, so that I'm ready to grab an undone piece whenever I need to clean something up. I hope you enjoyed this video, took away some useful tips for your own art practice. If you'd like to take a class from me, you can find everything I offer at juliebalzer.com. There's monthly membership, there's self-paced classes, there are in-person classes, there's live online classes via Zoom. There are so many classes, and they're all about helping you to make your art a little bit better, and maybe even enjoy the process a little bit more. So thanks so much for being here. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. See you around.